He walked into his own hotel disguised as a customer, but when the black waitress spoke 3 simple words, his world stopped. What she said changed his life forever. This is a heart-touching story about humility, destiny, and the power of kindness. This is Black Inside 2.0. Before we begin, make sure you hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss stories that touch your heart and soul. Now, let's begin. The grand ballroom of the Ashton Royale Hotel sparkled with chandeliers, golden light reflecting on marble floors. Waiters in crisp uniforms moved gracefully, serving guests with practiced smiles. Among them was Lena Carter, a young black waitress known for her calm poise and quiet strength. Tonight, the hotel was hosting an exclusive business gala, men in suits, women in gowns, laughter mingling with jazz. But Lena was used to this world, a world of glitter that never really saw people like her. As she adjusted her serving tray, a man walked in, tall, dressed neatly but not extravagantly. No tie, no fanfare. He looked around the bar, his eyes sharp yet thoughtful. That man was Ethan Ross, owner of the entire Ashton Royale chain. A billionaire by every measure, but tonight he wasn't here as himself. He came disguised, no entourage, no assistant, no one calling him, sir. He wanted to see how his staff treated customers when no one was watching. He took a seat at the bar and quietly ordered, "Just a black coffee, please." Lena smiled warmly, "Coming right up, sir." She turned to prepare the drink, unaware that she was serving the man who signed her paychecks. As Lena handed him the steaming cup, Ethan noticed something unusual. She placed a small folded napkin beside it, with neat handwriting on top. "For your day." He unfolded it. Inside were 3 words, simple, handwritten in blue ink. "You look tired." That was it, just 3 words, but they hit him harder than any speech or praise ever could. For years, people had treated him like a title, not a person. Investors saw profit, partners saw opportunity, staff saw fear, but this waitress, a stranger, saw him. He looked up, surprised. "Why would you say that?" Lena gave a gentle smile. "Because you do. People come here wearing fancy suits and smiles, but sometimes the eyes tell another story." Her tone was respectful but full of warmth, the kind of honesty money couldn't buy. Ethan's chest tightened. No one had spoken to him that way in years. "You're very observant," he said softly. "It comes with the job," she replied. "When you serve people, you learn to read them." She walked away to attend another table, leaving him speechless. Ethan stayed longer than planned. He watched her move, calm under pressure, smiling even when a guest snapped fingers rudely. Her patience was remarkable. When the event ended, he noticed her sitting alone for a few minutes in the staff lounge, sipping leftover tea. He approached quietly. "You work hard," he said. She looked up, startled, then nodded. "I try. It's not always easy, but life doesn't give us everything at once." "How long have you been here?" "Almost 2 years," she said. "Saving up to finish nursing school. My mom's sick, so I pick up extra shifts." Her voice didn't carry self-pity, just quiet determination. Ethan's heart sank. He'd never heard this side of his staff's lives. "The human side, that's admirable," he murmured. "I believe every job has purpose," she said gently. "Even serving coffee, you never know who might need kindness today." Her words echoed in his mind long after she walked away. Back in his penthouse suite, Ethan couldn't sleep. Her words replayed over and over. "You look tired, you never know who might need kindness today." He sat by the window, city lights stretching to the horizon. All his wealth, power, connections, and yet, he couldn't remember the last time someone looked at him as a person. He thought about his late mother, how she used to remind him that the greatest fortune is a kind heart. Maybe he had forgotten that. That night, Ethan made a quiet promise to himself. Tomorrow, he'd learn more about the waitress who unknowingly reminded him what humanity looked like. The next morning, the hotel manager called a staff meeting. Ethan, still dressed casually, joined them quietly in the corner. Lena arrived, tying her apron, ready for another day. The manager's voice was brisk. "We have a special guest visiting soon, possibly a mystery evaluator. Everyone be on your best behavior." Ethan almost smiled. The irony wasn't lost on him. As the day went on, he continued to observe Lena, her patience, her empathy, her professionalism. When another worker spilled a tray, she rushed to help instead of scolding. When an elderly guest struggled with directions, she personally guided them to their room. By afternoon, Ethan couldn't stay silent. He called the manager aside. "That waitress, Lena, she is exceptional, The manager sighed. She is, sir, but she's been struggling lately. Her mother's in a medical facility, and she's behind on tuition. I've tried to help with extra shifts. Ethan nodded slowly. He didn't reveal who he was, not yet, but his mind was already made up. Later that evening, as Lena cleared the bar counter, she saw the same man from last night, the quiet one who'd ordered coffee. Back again, she smiled. Couldn't resist your coffee, he replied lightly. And maybe your honesty, she chuckled softly. Most people don't like hearing the truth. Sometimes the truth is what saves us, he said. He paused. May I ask something? Those 3 words, do you say that often? Only when I mean it, she said simply. People hide pain well, but I've learned, sometimes, noticing can change someone's day. That moment felt like time froze. In a world obsessed with appearances, she saw people. He admired that, more than he could explain. The next morning, Lena's phone rang. The manager's voice was unusually formal. Lena, Mr. Ross would like to meet you in the presidential lounge. Mr. Ross, she repeated. Who's that? The owner of Ashton Royale Hotels, the manager replied. Lena's heart skipped. The owner, why would he want to see her? She quickly adjusted her uniform, smoothed her hair, and walked to the lounge. When she entered, she froze. There he was, the same man from the bar, standing by the window with a calm smile. Good morning, Lena, he said gently. Her eyes widened. You're Mr. Ross. He nodded. Yes, and I owe you a thank you. For what? She asked, confused. For reminding me what really matters. Those 3 words, you look tired, woke me up. Not from sleep, but from forgetting what it means to care. She stood speechless. You treated me with respect when you thought I was just another customer. You didn't fake kindness because of my status. That's rare, Lena. She swallowed hard, unsure how to respond. Then he handed her an envelope. This is for you. Inside was a scholarship letter, full tuition for her nursing program, plus a note. For the waitress who reminded a billionaire to be human again. Tears filled her eyes. Sir, I can't accept this. You already did something far greater, he said warmly. You gave me back my purpose. This is just my way of saying thank you. Weeks passed. Lena began her nursing studies, visiting her mother with renewed hope. Ethan quietly followed her progress, proud of how she kept moving forward with grace. At the next company conference, Ethan shared her story, without names, as part of his speech on leadership. True success, he told his board members, isn't measured by wealth or fame. It's measured by how we treat people when there's nothing to gain. One waitress taught me that. The room fell silent. From that day on, the Ashton Royale Hotels began a new program, offering scholarships to employees pursuing education, inspired by Lena's example. Months later, Lena returned to the hotel for a visit. She was wearing her nursing trainee uniform, proud, confident, glowing. As she walked through the lobby, she saw Ethan standing near the bar again, sipping coffee. She smiled. You look tired, she teased. He laughed softly. Not anymore. They shared a warm handshake. 2 lives forever changed by 3 simple words. Sometimes, the richest people in the world aren't the ones with the most money, they're the ones who carry kindness in their hearts. A billionaire learned that true wealth is humanity, and a waitress learned that her words had the power to heal. 3 simple words, you look tired, turned a moment into a miracle. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who believes kindness still matters. Because sometimes, one small act can change everything.